Hello, everybody. Hello, teachers. Hello, guardians. This is Mr. Abdul Wahab Jamal. You are welcome to a new session. Today, we are going to provide an English lesson plan for Unit 1 Life Choices, Reading, Grade 12, Syrian Scientific section, and we are going to talk about this particular part, the reading part of Unit 1 Life Choices, regarded for Grade 12 Scientific section for the National Syrian Curriculum. We are going to deal with a text, reading text, and how we are going to manage the text. We have some activities, A, B, C, and we will stop here, okay? Again, this is a lesson plan, and I'm going to provide some insights or topics or ideas about how to manage this class, okay? The topic is future careers. Class, it's the grade 12 Syrian scientific section. Duration, it is between 45 to 60 minutes, one session. Skills focus, we are going to focus on reading comprehension, understanding, the vocabulary, the new words, speaking, it's okay for discussion, critical thinking, to accept, agree or disagree points of view. The objectives, of course, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand the factors influencing career choices. Number two, to explore the role of parents in career developments, according to the text, of course. And number three, discuss the importance of making informed decisions for future careers, important decisions for future careers. If you are a teacher, you are going to need printed copies of the reading passage, Future Careers. Of course, I'm assuming that you have the students' books, the whiteboard, and the markers. In case you have a projector or a smart board, it would be perfect to present a PPT or a PDF. And you have to have a worksheet for vocabulary and comprehension exercises, or the copybook, for example, if you have the students' books. The lesson outlines, I'm going to uh, separate my session into uh, following parts. A warming up in order to break the ice between you and the students. It needs between 5 to 10 minutes, and the objective is to activate students' prior knowledge. You have to remember, you have to revise, uh, to recall a prior knowledge on the topic. What is a future career? What was your ideas about your future career when you were younger? And introduce the key vocabulary. Of course, we have to have them and put them on the board. Decision questions or discussion questions. What are your thoughts on choosing a career? This is a question. Pose another question and listen to the answers in order to break the ice and move the discussion forward. What do you think the most important factor in selecting a career is? And do you feel pressure from family, friends, or society when choosing a future career? Why or why not? For example, the father wants you to be a doctor, the mother wants you to be an engineer, for example. Do you have such pressure in your family? Encourage students to share their opinions in pairs in order to make a peer discussion or a pair discussion. After that, you have to make a group discussion, okay, in the whole class. And vocabulary introduction, I have to take those words and let students share their ideas using them. So let them formulate their sentences using those words: aspire, aptitude, sway, remuneration, and demotivation. Now, before reading, okay, to break the ice now, to prepare students for reading itself, the objective, of course, is to build background knowledge and set a purpose for reading. Why we are going to read this text. Why we are going to read this text? Prediction activity, okay? We will show the title of the reading, which is Future Career. And we'll ask students, what are some of the challenges young people face when choosing career? How do you think parents influence career decision? And have students predict what the article might say about the role of parents and the factors affecting career choices. In order to make a brainstorming, it is okay to write down some students' prediction in order to make a comparison, for example, or a competition between them. You can use them to guide the reading activity as well. We will go now to read the text, okay? We are going to record 15 minutes from the session time, 10 to 15, in order to read that one. It is okay to let the board read it if you have a smart board, if you have a computer, or let students read, for example, paragraph by paragraph. Read the passage. Of course, the objective is to read the passage and understand the key points related to career section. The reading instructions, we will ask students to read the passage Future Career individually or in pairs. It is okay to be silently or loudly. As they read, they should focus on answering the following questions, the questions which are after the text, okay? Questions after the text, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do most parents nowadays guide their children to choose their future career? Do you think parents follow the right strategy? Why? What factors should be taken into consideration to decide a future career? What is the influence of peers on children? How can the motivation affect the child's character, and what do researchers recommend to choose our future career? When answering these questions, you are enhancing their comprehension or understanding to the topic. And if you will look, you will find out that the comprehension questions are the WH words of what, why, when, for example, how, and so on. After reading and answering the questions, okay, the objective is to check the understanding and facilitate a deeper discussion of the text. We will go deeper. It is okay to make it like a group work. Divide students into smaller groups, 3 or 4 students per group, and assign each group a set of comprehension questions. For example, you will give the students 1 to 2, 1 to 3 questions, for example, 1 to 3 in a group and 4, 5, 6 in another group. I'll ask them to discuss and answer the questions, providing evidence from the text, and then they will share, or they will swap their answers, and they will see each group answers. After 7 to 8 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, have each group present their answers, as we said, to the class, and encourage other groups to add or correct answers are needed or as needed. Now the book has a vocabulary because, of course, after the reading text, we have to give an idea or an insight about the highlighted words or about the new vocabularies, okay? About the new vocabulary. So it's a vocabulary exercise. I will regard 10 minutes for this. The objective, of course, is to reinforce understanding of key vocabulary from passage. I have 2 activities, activity 1 and activity 2. Activity 1, it's matching exercise. I have the words in a list and I have the meanings in another list. I will hand out a worksheet with the following vocabulary matching exercise as shown in the lesson introduction. The words, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have A or B, A or B, A or B, A or B. So, an example, the word aspire, is it seek to attain a goal or to advance? The word burden, is it to reduce or to load? The word aptitude, is it equality or natural ability? The word swayed, is it influence or lust? The word remuneration, is it money paid for work service or an amount of money given to someone as a debt? Demotivation, is it making someone more eager or making someone less eager? I need the students to read the whole sentence in order to give the right answer. It is not an open dictionary question. It is not a dictionary question. It is comprehension and understanding. I need them to read the whole sentence, okay, which has the keyword, and then let them decide which answer is the correct one. It is not to open the dictionary. It's not to open to look up the meaning of a word. It is to choose the best meaning for the word. It is the contextual meaning of a word. It is very important to understand this. After that, I need to take the word, okay, and put them in a fill in the gap practice, okay? I will take them, now the words, not the meanings, the words, the highlighted words, and I will try to use them in what? In a fill in the gap question or exercise. So the activity 2, sentence completion. It is okay, for example, to present it on the board or to have them like handouts or a student's book. In a student's book, complete the following sentences with the correct words from the vocabulary list or list, and then I have 4 sentences. It is okay to make them 6, no problem, according to the words, or if you want to make it interesting, give them 4 sentences and give them 6 words and let them choose, okay? It will be more fun. So parents play a vital something in the career development of their children. Number 2, parents should study very well the something of their children to decide their future career. Remember, I'm choosing between the words number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and so on. Okay? And it could be, for example, a word from the text, because the following sentences with words from the article. Okay? So first of all, try to focus on the keywords, okay? Those highlighted words. If you have, for example, like usually I do this, I'm not okay, I'm not satisfied, I'm not okay only with the keywords, the highlighted words. I like to extract new words from the text. So usually I extract more words, okay, and then I will try to ask them to practice them in, for example, matching or true or false or this fill in the gap activity. Ask students to fill in the gap with the correct vocabulary word. It is okay to use pair work or individual work. Review the answers as a class. Now, I have, in the end, for example, the book here, we finished the reading. It is okay to have a speaking activity between 5 to 10 minutes just to make them discuss, for example, or to listen to them. Encourage students to discuss career choices and reflect on their influence that shape of them. I need now to reflect on their understanding. After they read the text, what do you think about it? Pair work, okay, 2 by 2. In pairs, have students discuss the following scenarios. Imagine that your parents have suggested a career for you, but it is something you are not passionate about. You don't like it. How would you respond? What factors would you consider when making your decision? Now, students, of course, should discuss in 5 minutes and then ask a few volunteers to share their responses with their class. As I'm saying, always and always, as I say, always and always, this speaking activity or discussion can be writing task. You can ask students to write a paragraph or a composition, okay, about the following task. If you don't want them, for example, to speak, they can write, for example, okay, and it is okay to be a pair work, no problem. Class discussion after the pair work, lead a short discussion about the challenge of balancing. You can listen to them or you can let them read what they wrote, okay, of balancing personal aspirations with external expectation like parents, society, um, community needs, and so on. Encourage students to reflect on how they would. It is reflection. So reflection could be discussion, could be speaking activity, or it could be writing one. I have to conclude the session. I have to conclude and finish the lesson. The objective, of course, is to summarize the lesson and reinforce key concepts. I have to remind them of the key vocabulary and what was the objective of the text or objective of the lesson. I have to wrap up and I have to discuss what do you think is the most important factor in choosing a career. I need to listen to them to see their point of view. How can parents better support their children in making career decisions? Do you agree with the idea of taking aptitude test? Why or why not? Aptitude test, you have to tell them, to explain to them according to your results in a test, you will go, for example, to choose the career choice. So, for example, if you want to go to medicine, you have to make an aptitude test, like an SAT test or an ACT test, in order to what? In order to see, are you willingly, are you okay, do you fit, for example, are you fit for the medicine or not? If you want to go to engineering, you have now to take mathematics, okay, and physics, for example, aptitude test to see if you really okay, or you deserve, or you are in the rightful side to go engineering or what. In the end, that's the aptitude test. And in the end, the homework or the extension to the lesson, you have to assign to students to write a short paragraph, 100 to 150 words. It is a composition related to the reading text. So put the reading text in front of you, please, and try to write a composition, 2 or 3 paragraphs, according to what do you understand from the text, or what is the role of parents in career development, using at least 3 uh, vocabulary words from the lesson. So we have to use the vocabulary inside our writing. Assessment, I have 2 types of assessment inside this lesson: formative assessment and summative assessment. The formative assessment, I can monitor students' participation, like discussions or group activities or speaking, in order to assess understanding, while the summative assessment, it should be written. I have to evaluate students' comprehension answers, the vocabulary, the matching, the exercises, and the participation in the writing or the speaking. Notes, be careful, dear teacher, be careful, dear guardian. You have to differentiate between students. For those who have stronger abilities above the level, you have to encourage deeper analysis for the text and discussion. For the weaker students or those who are below the level, you have to support them. You have to provide additional help. For example, during the pair work, you have to give them opening sentences. You have to give them some keywords to use. You have to give them, for example, a model, okay, a module, and tell them, try to structure something like that one. Additional resources, if possible, introduce a short video or an article about real life example of young people navigating career decisions. How did they manage their decisions? What is the role of the parents inside this, let's say, uh, experiment, okay, in order to further engage students and to provide practical insights. And that was the end of the lesson plan. I'd like to thank you so much for having me today, dear teachers and guardians, and I'll see you, inshallah, next video to solve the reading, okay, with you, to break the lesson, to break down the lesson, and to give some analysis and some comprehension work related to the reading part. Thank you very much and see you later. Bye bye.